सदाशिवसमारम्भां शिखराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. So last time we were seeing that Purvapaksha about meditation. Any questions, clarifications, or shall we go ahead?
Swamiji, I do have a question.
Yeah.
So you, in the last class you had mentioned how the Neo-Vedantins have taken Shravanam to be indirect and then Nididhyasana for direct knowledge.
Yeah.
There was also this school within Advaita Vedanta called Bhamati, which has a very similar approach for Shravanam.
It has similar, not exactly the same. Neo-Vedantins take it to ridiculous extents. But even Bhamatikara to an extent says that. Correct.
I see. But they are not Purvapaksha for us, Bhamati.
No, because except for their emphasis on meditation, Bhamatikara gives a lot of good arguments which are pure Vedanta.
I see.
He emphasizes meditation a bit more than necessary. But otherwise, the scholarliness of the arguments are very, very good. So except for that small divergence there, okay. So one guy, one of the so-called teachers, said once, see, Anandagiri and all were sannyasis. So the Adhikaritvam was good. Therefore for them Shravanam alone was enough. Bhamatikara was a householder. Therefore he emphasized on meditation. Now I don't agree with that, okay? But I'm saying, talking about the various notions floating in the society. Yeah. He was, in fact, Bhamatikara should not have got married.
That's the same guy who was writing.
I know.
Bhamati was his wife's name.
Imagine starting writing Brahma Sutra commentary on the day you get married. You should not have got married.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, he is talking about Yupa and Avani. Yupa means sacrificial first. That means actually it's an exception. So Ahimsa also is there.
Ahimsa, yeah. So there was a limited amount of sacrifices. Then in the sacrifice option was given. Either you chant the mantras and symbolically sacrifice. You place a knife 5 different places symbolically, or you actually sacrifice. Both the options were available. So for us, Ahimsa was not absolute. Always exceptions.
But once they give the sacrifice, does that thing,
Yeah.
it's prasad, then they have to eat.
Not necessarily. You have to accept it, not necessarily eat it. But some people ate it also. That's what I'm saying. It was not an absolute value for us. Even vegetarianism was not an absolute value. Predominantly vegetarian. That's how it was.
Nowadays the Shankaracharyas and all, which is questioning our Shirdi Sai Baba.
Yeah.
Himself used to eat and distribute also food.
Yeah, Shirdi Sai Baba came from a very different background.
He himself and gives food.
Swamiji, I
Not
have a
everybody.
question.
Those who eat usually give.
So, backgrounds are different.
So I think because of that, Jainism and Buddhism came with Ahimsa.
Too much of it. They overdid it.
So because these principles they fight on, that they have Ahimsa and all.
See, how will you have to emphasize something like that to call yourself different from Hinduism.
Veda,
You have to emphasize something and make some aspect of it. And see, Hinduism is so all-inclusive, you can't really talk something different from that. Say, Ahimsa, you say this, okay, that's also there. Tapas, we have it. Unless you take something to absolute levels, you won't stand out. Buddha himself didn't do it to that extent. In fact, before Buddha died, he got a stomach infection because someone gave him meat to eat and that meat was infected.
Swamiji,
Yeah.
how they consider fish and all like vegetable of the sea, no?
Correct.
Something like that.
It depends on the community. If you're a coastal community, it will be like that.
So they call it vegetable of the sea.
Yeah. I will harvest the seed. They say that expressions are there. Harvest, gather, as though there's some fruits to be gathered. So I'll gather. These are the expressions used. Coastal communities are like that. In Bengal, Orissa and all, even Brahmanas eat meat, fish. They eat so.
So it becomes more geographical then.
Geographical, yeah. Can't get too absolute about these things.
See, somebody, even the Tibetans and all,
Yeah.
who are into this intense martial arts, they are all non-veg people. No?
Who?
Tibetans and all,
Lord,
with intense martial arts. And
What grows in Tibet? Except potatoes, nothing else. So you have to eat something.
Somebody, this Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and Vivekananda, maybe he have eating
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah, there's a
No. Ramakrishna, Paramahamsa, Vivekananda, all of them ate meat. Vivekananda ate meat. When he was going abroad those days, if you ask for vegetables, they'll take you to the field. And so they all ate meat. Not only that, I mean, they push it a little bit extreme. They have an international hostel in Calcutta. I've stayed there. Okay. Where in the canteen they actually serve non-veg food. You know, pushing it to that extreme. A bit extreme. You would have to do that. Yeah. So even Ayurveda, etc., for certain forms of treatment, about 10-15% of the Ayurvedic medicines have non-vegetarian items in it. So it is not always only this thing. So that's okay. You have something, you. That's why the problem is when we take it to extremes. Don't take it to any extreme, then you're okay. Yeah. Yes, Anchit, you have a question.
Yes, Swami. So this is in line with Karthik Bhaiya's question.
Yeah.
So does Bhamati emphasize meditation, or does it say that the knowledge happens in meditation? So which
There's
of the
it's an open thing on that. Lot of it does to an extent say that some knowledge takes place in meditation. Bhamatikara says that, yeah.
okay.
That's why that one point of difference is there with Bhamatikara and other Advaitic traditions. That one point difference is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one more thing, just to
Everything else is fine. Yeah. Approximate Jnanam does that, everything else works out well. Yeah.
So as far as moksha is concerned,
Yeah.
we understand that we are always Nitya Mukta Swarupa.
Yeah.
So there is no question of attaining it or getting it by any act.
Correct.
So owning up this knowledge, etc., is a practical aspect of it.
Yeah.
And whatever helps, we can do that.
That's why we will accept meditation as owning up, not as getting knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only difference with Bhamati and the Anandagiri and the Vivarna tradition. So basically the two names go is Vivarna and Bhamati. The Vivarna tradition, the Bhamati tradition. Yeah.
And both of them were Shankara students, right?
Bhamati came much later.
Okay.
Yeah. Anandagiri etc. was direct students of Shankara.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
This book,
It gives a lot of
Bhamati.
Lot of Bhamati arguments are given in this book. In the book that you all are using, a lot of Bhamati arguments are there. Some of it I mention here, some of it I don't. And in his writing style, etc., Bhamati comes very close to Shankara. That's why we accept Bhamati as the tradition. One or two minor points of differences are there, that's all. You had a question.
Yes. So according to this Purva Paksha, Phalam happens only in Upasana. So Upasana is mandatory according to them.
In the Purva Paksha, Upasana is mandatory.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how the whole thing is. Because, see, these arguments come from Purva Mimamsa. Now, Karma Apeksha we have dismissed. So, Kriya Vidhi Sheshatvam we cannot have for Vedanta. Therefore, he is trying to bring in that vidhi through the back door by saying upasana vidhi sesha. All bhinna prakaranam etc. he accepts. Says yes, but one thing is common, that you have to either karma in the first section, therefore find different section, dharmartha kama. Moksha is Upanishadic section, that also he accepts. But then he says upasana vidhi is there, because vidhi is common for the Veda. That's the argument. Vidhi is common for the Veda. Either pravritti vidhi or nivritti vidhi. Vidhi has to be there. Okay? That is the thing.
So for Vedanta also vidhi has to be.
Vidhi has to be there, and the vidhi is what? Atmavari, Shrotavya, Mantavya, Nididhyasitavya. Saaf bataya that you have to do Nididhyasana.
So Swamiji,
Yeah.
this specific Purva Paksha, is he saying it is Upasana or Nididhyasana?
Same thing. Nididhyasana means takes as Upasana.
As Upasana.
Yeah. It's all meditation, no? So that way. We make the difference. Yeah. Okay, any other questions or clear? Okay. Then he says, the Vedantin is now answering. Okay. Nanu iha jignasa vailakshanya muktam karma kande bhavyo dharmaha jignasya iha tu bhuta nitya nivritta brahma jignasanti. There is a difference in the two jignasas. Why? Karma kande bhavyo dharmaha. The punya papa, dharma here stands for punya papa, that you have to create is in the future. You understand the karma through jignasa, athato dharma jignasa. Fine. So you understand the karma through jignasa, and then you have to do the karma only then in the future when you get punya papa, Swarga, etc., through which you go to Swarga, etc., all that you know. Therefore, bhavyo hi dharma, jignasa. Here tu bhutam nitya nivritam brahma jignasanti. Whereas here, we are doing jignasa into a Brahman which is already there, doesn't have to be created. Therefore, the difference you have to see. Tatra dharma jnana phalad anushtanam dhamayapeksha vilakshanam brahma jnana phalam bhavitam arhati. Therefore, in the phalam, in the result of both the jignasas, there is a difference. Why? In the karma kanda, anushtanam apekshate. After you gain the knowledge, anushtanam apekshate. Whereas here, okay, Brahma jnana phalam itself is mokshaha bhavatam arhati. Because there is nothing more to be gained, is nitya upalabdha swarupaha. Therefore, what are you going to do about it? Heya upade, etc. is not possible. Therefore, jnana alone is enough. Okay. He says no. That is not correct according to your Upanishad itself. So Purvapakshi is coming back. Okay. Na arhat evam bhavitum. No, that is not proper. You cannot have that. Why? Karya vidhi pravrittasyeva brahmanaha pratibadimanam प्रतिमानत्वात् कार्य विधि युक्तयेव ब्रह्मणः. Brahman is presented as karya vidhi seshatvam even in your Upanishad. Okay, how? He says, he is quoting Atma vare drashtavya, the first one. Shrotavya, mantavya, nididhyasitavya. Okay. Ya Atma apahata papma se anveshtavya se jignasitavya. Tavya pratyas. He is quoting all this Atma, which is free from all limitation, etc. Anveshtatavya, jignasitavya. The Tavya pratyas shows action, impelling to action. Then Atmeti evam upasita. Direct बोला है देखो. Atmeti evam upasita. Atmanam eva lokam upasita. Atma alone has all the people go to meditate upon. Brahma Veda Brahmeva Bhavati. Yo Brahma Veda sa Brahmeva Bhavati. Here the Veda Shabda, which is actually used in the sense of knowing, but there are places where Veda is used also in the sense of meditation, Vidya. Therefore he says, Brahmavid Brahmeva Bhavati. Ityadu. Huh? Someone said something?
Let's see. That's okay. That's okay.
Therefore he says, Ityadishu Vidhina Eshu Satsu. When all these vidhis are there in your own Upanishad, Koso Atmaha Kim Tad Brahma, it's natural to have such akanksha, Itya Akankshayam. What is the akanksha? Oh, I have to contemplate on Brahman or the Atma. So what is Atma, what is Brahman, etc. These questions will come up. Tat Swarupa Samarpaneva Sarve Vedanta Putta. Therefore, all the Vedanta Vakyas are meant to reveal what is the object of meditation. Just like in the Karma Kanda, what is Yupa was revealed. Okay. All that was revealed, no? Because you don't know, it's a different thing. It is there in the world, but you don't know what it is. Therefore, it is revealed. Similarly, Atma may be there. You are there, okay, accept it. And you also saying Nitya Upalabdha. Therefore, it's already there, already known to you as I. Abhi kya karne ka hai? But you are not free, na? By knowing Atma and Nitya Upalabdha, are you free? No, I am still bound. Therefore, upasita. Are you getting the thrust of the argument? Kinta Brahma. Nitya Sarvajnaha Sarvagataha Nitya Truptaha Nityaha, free from time. Sarvajnaha, of nature of consciousness. Sarvagataha, all pervading. Nitya Truptaha, always fulfilled. Nitya Shuddha Mukta Swabhavaha. The Swabhava is Nitya Muktaha, Nitya Shuddha, not tainted by anything, always free. This is the Swabhava. Vijnanam Anandam Brahma. Brahman is nothing but limitless consciousness. Ityevam Adaya. So Brahman is. First they gave lots of vidhis that Atma Brahman should be known. Then you are giving the Swarupa of Brahman. Tad upasanasya satra drishta adrishto moksha. That is exactly why the Shastra is saying adrishtaha moksha. Moksha bhi hai. Anyone feeling free? No. You're feeling bound. Can you deny the fact that when you come to study Vedanta, you are feeling bound? No. You can't deny that fact. Therefore, like how Punya Papaha is adrishta, moksha is also adrishta. Moksha is not a thing to be seen. Moksha is not a thing to be seen. Let us say it is Swarupa of the Atma. Atma itself not seen. Therefore, how will moksha be seen? Adrishta. Moksha phalam. Therefore, moksha phalam bhavishyati. Moksha phalam eva bhavishyati. You also say, na, what is the phalam of studying Vedanta? Moksha. You don't say no to that. Can you see? Our own arguments are used against us.
Swamiji, most of the students come unprepared, so in a way they make sense.
It makes sense because this is how you feel. Will you come to study Vedanta? Of course no.
You are not prepared, nobody knows.
Moksha is not now, no? It is later.
Later.
After I study and get to know the truth, etc., then I will feel free. Therefore, adrishtam moksha. Upasana phalam. That's why people fall for it. That's why people fall for this argument. By anything. Is meditation important in your life? Yes. Before to prepare your mind, later to honor. Both are necessary. Nobody is denying that. But is moksha the result of meditation? That is what we are denying. Okay. Alright. Therefore, kartavya vidhi anupraveshena tu vastu matra katena hano upadana asambhavat saptadeepa vasumatihi rajasau gacchati ityadi vakyavad vedanta vakyanam anarthakyam bhave. Now, if you don't accept this, then upasana vidhi sheshatvam, then what? Kartavya vidhi anupraveshena, ananupraveshena. There is no kartavya vidhi. You are not accepting it that. Then what happens? Vastu matra katanam. You are saying vastu, only the vastu is revealed. And that vastu is hanopadana asambhava. You can't do anything with that vastu. You can't pick it up, you can't drop it, etc. Nothing can be done. Then that will be like statements like this. Saptadeepa vasumati. The earth is made up of 7 continents. And they were all well mapped out. If you look at Ramayana, where Sugriva describes, the whole earth points, I want you to go here, this, etc. But when you are going this side, be careful of this land, storms, etc. are there. He is describing the whole of earth, including America, Japan, everything. He is describing it. Yeah? He is saying this is the condition. So Saptadeepas was, we knew, it was common knowledge. Like now if you say 5 continents make up the world. Okay. What is the use? Unless I am saying I am going to do something about that continent. I want to go there. Like when Sugriva described, what is he describing it for? So that his Sena could go, march to all these different points and hunt for Sita. With Kriya Vidhi Seshatvam. नहीं तो बोलेंगे हाँ ऐसा है अच्छा nice टाइम पास हो गया और कुछ नहीं हो गया. So what is the point? Raja sau gacchati. Hey, Modi is coming to town. Let him come here. I don't have any work with him. And then work with him. I'll vote for him, no problems. I don't have to go there. I'll vote for him. Unless there is a Kriya Vidhi Seshatvam Pravarti, you want to go and meet him, etc. Or you want to go and listen to him, or like Pravarti. Or Nivrti, don't go that side, traffic jams are jada. So Pravarti or Nivrti. Without that, what is the point? Raja Gacchati. The king is going. Which point है? नहीं है. Therefore, इत्यादि वाक्यवद वेदांतानाम अपि अनर्थक्यम. Vedanta also uses this. Same arguments coming from the back door. What came in for karma is now coming in for upasana. That's only a shift. Same arguments. The idea is somewhere you want to bring in kriya, karma into it. And people fall for it because karma orientation is high in people. Because right from childhood you are taught this, and it's a good thing to teach also, that life rewards action. You do something, you will get something. Don't do anything, you will get nothing. Yeah. You may be the greatest guy in the world, but you are doing nothing, you will gain nothing. Yeah. So, karma phala. That's a good lesson to be taught. And we have been taught that from childhood onwards. That's why we don't have ideas of Santa Claus, fairy godmother, etc. We don't have such ideas. Yeah. Santa Claus came and gave you gifts. You want it, you better behave well and get it from your dad or your mom. Nothing is given free. Yeah. No fairy godmother. But Ishvara Anugraha is there, for which you have to pray, do tapasya. then Ishvara Anugraha comes in. Therefore, the orientation towards action is high. It's higher in our society, really speaking. Even though we have become very fatalistic because of 300 years of foreign rule, only now we are reclaiming our heritage. That, yeah, if you want to get something, you have to do something about it. Karma, karma phalam. This was ingrained. Therefore, an argument like this feels good. People accept it. Correct है, खाली सुनने से थोड़ी कुछ होता है. Sometimes you don't give any sadhana. I give you sadhana which you are supposed to do every waking minute. What is karma yoga but sadhana? Every waking hour you are supposed to have karma yoga buddhi, na? 24/7 है Vedanta. It is not isolated to half an hour morning, half an hour evening. It is not isolated going and visiting some temple. You convert your holidays into temple trips. You have Vedanta 24/7. That's how it is supposed to be. So sadhana is 24/7. And you support it with some japa, this, that, etc. That's fine. Some japa, some puja, thoda sa. That puja is to ensure that your bhakti bhava continues. So that bhakti bhava can be extended into life for karma yoga. If that extension doesn't take place, all your puja part is what? Punya milega, bas aur kuch nahi. Some punya you will get. What else will you get? Which is good. Life will be a bit smoother, relatively speaking. Not more than that. What more do you expect? So, but then we all fall for this fact that something special has to be done. Because karma orientation is high. That's why if you look at all the Prakarana Granthas in Vedanta, lot of karma khandanam is there right from the beginning itself. Even the Upanishad it is there. Yam imam pushpitam vacham, etc. Remember Mundaka? All flowery words you are talking. Andhe niyam anayatanda, like the blind leading the blind. All that is karma khandanam. Why? By karma you are not going to get it. And karma includes manasa karma also. Upasana is manasa karma. So that karma khandanam becomes an important part. That skills that brought you up to Vedanta are not the same skills that will take you to understanding and moksha. Because there a lot of karma was necessary to get this thing ready. Some of us have done sadhana for 20-30 years now. Getting mind ready. How? You got married, no? Big sadhana that is.
He's the loudest laugh.
So, Swamiji, if you see this way,
She's sitting there.
if you see this way,
उसके लिए बहुत बड़ा साधना हो गया.
can it be seen this way that any karma, like if you see the limitations of karma,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
that karmas are limited no matter even
Whatever
if you are
was
praying,
it.
which is supposed to be one of the purest karmas. But what you are seeking here is the limitless,
Correct.
and therefore,
So that
if
is
you
being
see
highlighted.
it,
So to highlight that, all these arguments have to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you have to understand exactly the structure of karma.
So,
Yeah, Prashant, you have a question.
Swamiji, I want to understand the stand of this Purva Paksha. Like, what is there and what are they saying about the role of knowledge and the role of Upasana? Like, because you know how we say that Upadhyam, Prapyam, Samskaryam, Vikaryam only
Yeah.
can be done.
All that will come later.
through
All that is coming in. Those karma phalam and all that dismissal is coming in later in. But here, what is happening is he is pointing out that the whole Veda has to be connected with karma. That is his stand. Therefore, either physical karma for dharmartha karma or mental karma for moksha. Mere knowledge is not enough. That is the Purva Paksha. And that's exactly what people are falling for. Because sadhana orientation comes in. Sadhana is good, but what is the sadhana? What is the sadhana orientation?
But are they also saying like upasana phalam will come? Like
Yes.
Ishvara
Very clearly as mentioned. No? Upasana phalam is moksha.
Ishvara giving us the
No, adrishto hi moksha.
So is
He
that
said,
like
hold on, Prashant, listen to this. Adrishto hi moksha. Moksha is adrishta. That means it has to be created by upasana. In dharmartha kama, adrishta is created by karma. For moksha, adrishta is created by upasana. That is the argument. Because adrishta is necessary. Why moksha is not drishta? Punya papa is not drishta in the first section. Here also, moksha is not drishta.
So,
then,
Yeah.
then would we consider these Purva Pakshas as a Dvaitins or what will be?
Yeah, it is Dvaitins, the Karma Kanda Purva Paksha. Purva Paksha coming from Purva Mimamsa. Yeah. In fact, you look at the talk to anyone who come from a Karma Kanda background, strong Karma Kanda background, who comes to Vedanta, they will talk like this. 40 years I have been teaching in Chankaramata. There also they will say, "Nahi, study of Upanishad is necessary, but karma also should be there along with that." They will talk only in the language of jnana karma samachaya, mixing up jnana and karma together. They can't think beyond that. Why? Ishvara is understood in a very limited factor, number one. Okay? Therefore, there is always some fear mixed up. Remember, this is a psychological state has to be understood. Always some fear mixed up. Therefore, hey, I want not to do all these things. Which gadbad ho jayega to? Even if it is not a question of God getting angry, that is worse. God getting angry on you is worse. But you feel guilty if you give up the karma. And that if I don't do this, I will miss out on something. The fear of missing out.
Then Swamiji, they haven't understood Karma Yoga only.
Yeah, they not understood Karma Yoga. No way. For them, Karma Yoga is doing karma. That's it. Karma task. But this is a big issue. Yeah. You had a question.
Yes.
Karthik, I'll come to you. Yeah.
This Purva Paksha, the idea of phalam from getting moksha is not the same as Vedantins.
No, it is
right?
not.
Because they are everything to get something like
Exactly.
something which will be useful for any.
That's why what do we say? Moksha is there, you have to recognize it. They say moksha will be the result of upasana. Though I use that argument that you don't have moksha now, you will get it only after studying. Na? Not strictly true.
So that is
Because
why
Atma Swarupa is moksha.
So if it becomes as a phalam, Swamiji, again it is finite only, no?
Yeah.
It will become
finite. Yeah.
So by that same logic, actually Punya Papa and Moksha cannot be compared only.
Cannot be compared, exactly. Both of them, Punya Papa and Moksha cannot be compared. Yes, that's right.
And also Swamiji, for Punya Papa, you are going to use Mithya Shariram and Manasa. Without that it's not happening in Mahabharata.
Once again, that argument for Moksha Vedanta study also, what are you doing? Your Mithya mind only you use.
No, but what we are not, the moksha is not dependent on the...
Not dependent on knowledge?
It's not dependent on the body-mind complex, no?
Why?
Okay, it is happening in that.
If you say karma, you are using body-mind, you will say for studying also using body. Ye madhyasam puraskrushya, sarve pramana prame vyavahara.
No, what I'm trying to say is the phalam and the phalam, whatever is there, of
Phalam is
anything
created and uncreated. That is the difference. They are created, here uncreated.
Uncreated, yeah. Means this
That
is
is
the
the
Swarupa.
difference.
And Swamiji, here the phalam is moksha. There
Yeah.
they are saying phalam of moksha is something different.
Yeah. No. Moksha you will get as a phalam of upasana.
Upasana. And you are trying to say that they use the phalam for something else.
See, we are studying who I am, okay, and the world and all together, and that will because knowing all that I will be mukta, knowing this thing. So that is a moksha. But for them, they are saying
See, mere listening is not enough.
Yeah.
Mere
So,
listening is not aparoksha jnana. Somebody has told you this. Have you? You have not validated it. Validation happens in upasana pada.
In the statement, I will be mukta, again, the connotation of karma and result
Karma
is
because
because maybe
postponement.
Bhavishya.
That's why you remember right from the beginning I have been telling, don't postpone your moksha. From the first class
you are also saying that.
Not postponement, I have been saying right from the beginning. Yeah. Preempting these things. Yeah, Karthik, you had a question.
Swamiji, not so much a question, but a couple of observations.
Yeah?
So when it comes to moksha, in fact, out of curiosity, I had asked one of the priests who does a lot of these, rituals.
Yeah.
I said, what is your definition of moksha? And for him, it was going to heaven.
Yeah.
So their moksha itself is very different.
Very, very different. Yes. For most of the priests, it is different.
Yeah. So that was one point. The second point was about the karma khandana. What I've observed is for many Vedanta students, what happens because of that karma khandana, we get lulled into a false sense that, oh, my karma yoga is done because I've come to Vedanta.
Yeah.
Now it is all about studying, my karma yoga is
Yeah,
done.
but you are living a life of this thing now. How you are going to live your life? Their karma yoga is important.
Yeah, that is where that categorical thing which you keep mentioning comes.
Yeah.
We think, oh, karma yoga is done, now focus on the jnanam, but that's not true actually.
Because you are living a life.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
To a certain extent, it is true if you are a sannyasi student, a full-time. To a certain extent, then that is there. But then acceptance levels has to be greater. You can't say the food in the ashram doesn't agree with me. Acceptance levels has to be bigger, not lesser. So that acceptance continues. Karma yoga has fulfilled itself in it because you have a huge sense of prasada buddhi that you don't need to initiate an action for that. Yadricha labha santushtaha you are. What fate brings you are happy with that. Khana mila, happy. Nahi mila, theek hai. Aaj ekadashi. If you can do like that, then no, you can say karma yoga is over. Khana nahi mila, to ekadashi hai. Today is ekadashi. No?
Yes.
Yesterday, today is dual days. Yeah, dual days. That's why sadhus don't keep ekadashi. Right? The day they get food, they eat. They don't get what not eat. Not strictly applicable to sadhus like us because we are in society, we are running a setup.
So, Swami, I have a
Swamiji,
question.
may I?
Yeah. Who's it?
Swamiji, I think for a Grihastha Jnani, I mean, what Karthik said in relation to that, for a Grihastha Jnani, karma would become karma abhasa. No?
Correct. For a jnani, he will become abhasa. We are talking about
Abhasa.
students. Whether you are, if you are a student as a grihastha, then that karma yoga buddhi is necessary.
Yeah.
If you are a full-time student, you can say to a great extent, karma is over. Provided it is really over in your life. You are not longing for this and that. Yeah.
Okay.
We had a funny experience in our ashram. Got 2-3 people. Ashram food is pretty decent. When there is no bandhara, you will get rice, you will get dal or sambar, sabji, buttermilk. Pretty decent. But some of them were going to the neighboring ashram, Avadut ashram. Because here roti also, rice and roti both are there. उधर बहुत अच्छा रोटी बनाता है और दो सब्जी होता है So he's telling Sakshaji, all these characters, for 1 month, make them eat the Bhiksha food and live on that Bhiksha food. फिर सब सुधर जाएगा or they will leave and go, which is also equally good. They're not ready for it. What are you doing? Yeah. So the amount of prasada buddhi necessary for a full-time student is more, not less. So if that is very natural for the person, then you don't have to initiate fresh actions, because priority is now only one, moksha, और कुछ नहीं है. Then you can say karma yoga is over and done. I am half a sadhu, half a sannyas. You can say that. Yeah. But until then, the whole thing is necessary. Yeah. Okay.
You have to
Also,
you had a question.
Yeah, I had a question.
Shoot.
So Swamiji, the thing is that when we see everyone, I think, except Krishna, even Arjuna, Yudhishthir, the Saptarishi, they all had upasana and meditation in their life. Yajnavalki. So nobody has, like, if I walk in, I sit, I listen, and I'm done.
No, you had
anyone like that.
All the rishis were like that. What about Shvetaketu? What about Arjuna? He didn't. How long did he meditate after Gita?
No, he had a long exposure, no?
Preparation.
Okay, so that
Preparation. Preparation. We don't accept. We accept meditation for preparation. Who says no?
Okay.
Puja.
For jnanam only. So the last step.
Exactly. That is where the whole thing is. Yeah. It's a lifestyle.
correct. No, what she's saying from Jnanam, so we look at it this way, that I have always been free. It is because of ignorance that I take myself to be bound. And therefore, it can be only Jnanam and not karma, which will only remove that
Ajnana nivartakam pramanam.
Exactly.
Yes, I remember the definitions of pramana.
Yeah.
Ajnata jnapakam.
And therefore, there cannot be any karma. I mean, if you look at it.
Abhadita jnana janakam is one way of looking. Another way of looking into this, ajnana nivartakam pramana. Your ignorance is negated. That's all that is necessary here. No? Ignorance is negated. That's all that's necessary.
Swamiji, the definition of moksha itself is different for the karma.
Exactly.
And they are carrying it forward according to them. What is the definition of moksha?
Yeah. For them it's bhavya. So,
you go somewhere and
now in upasana, they will modify it. Like, okay, for many people they will say heaven will be moksha. Here you will say you will become one with Brahman, one with Ishvara. So Sayujyam, Samipyam, all those things come in. बस भगवान के साथ जाके बैठ जाएगा, बोर हो जाएगा.
Bhagwan will also get bored.
Bhagwan will get bored.
That is Dvaita in separate are the same.
So the definition itself is different.
Yeah. Or Sayujyam. Oh, you become one with Brahman. Hey, but if you look at it, you becoming one with Brahman. Fine, all right. Are you becoming one with Brahman, retaining your individuality or giving up your individuality? If you are giving up for your individuality, for whom is moksha? You are not there to enjoy moksha. If you are retaining individuality, you will remain different from Brahman, but inside Brahman. You are infecting Brahman. He'll take some flagell or something and get rid of it. Can you see? Yeah. And the problems that come up with this entering Brahman, becoming one with Brahman, etc.
Coming and going.
Exactly. Yata. So all these problems will come up. Anyway, let's continue the Purva Paksha Pada. So the Vedantin is now answering, okay? Nanu vastu matra kathane api rajju iyam nayam sarpaha ityado bhranti janita bhiti nivartanena anarthatvam arthavatvam, sorry. Arthavatvam drishtam. Nanu, he says, no, that Vedanta is answering, not true. Vastu matra kathanepi, by revealing the Vastu alone, like Iyam Rajjuhu, this is a rope, Nayam Sarpaha, not the snake that you are seeing. Ityado, by these statements what happens? Bhranti Janita, by your delusion that it was a snake, that Janita, Bhiti, the fear, etc., is gone. Hare, rope tha, huh? Now what? There is relief from fear, which you had before. Okay. Therefore, nivartanena arthavattam drushtam. It is meaningful. Tatahi api asansarya atma vastu katanena samsaritva bhranti nivartanena arthavatvam sya. So in the same manner, by revealing the Atma as it is, your samsaritvam, which is purely bhranti, erroneous knowledge, gone. Therefore, arthavatvam is there. Why do you have to look at Nupasana, etc. for arthavatvam? सीधा बात है, नहीं बात है, पूर्व पक्ष. स्याद एतद् एवं, this would be acceptable if yaji rajju sarpa shravana matrena eva sarpa bhranti. If sarpa bhranti is gone just by listening, there it is true. Samsaritva bhranti brahma swarupa shravana matrena nivartati. But we don't see like that. We don't see that samsaritva bhranti going just because you listen to Brahman. We don't see that going. Natu nivartate shruta brahmano api yatha purvam sukha dukkhadi samsaritva dharma darshana. You heard Brahman. कितना साल से सुनता है? 10 साल, 15 साल, 20 साल. अभी भी क्या है? ऐसा ही है. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years you've been listening. What is the use? Samsaritvam continues. Yo Brahman. Hesitation होता है ना. देखा?
They are encashing on our ignorance. They are encashing on our ignorance.
देखा? Later on he says, Shrutam Brahma na tu avagatam Brahma. ब्रह्म के नाम मैंने सुना है, ब्रह्म मैं हूँ, I can't say, नहीं पता. पुराना सब गाने था ना ऐसा. Okay, न तो निवर्तते. Okay, because all this is drashtam. Therefore, श्रोतव्यो मंतव्यो निधिध्यासितव्यः इति च श्रवण उत्तर काल. No, okay. Manana and Nididhyasana, when are you doing? Before Shravanam or after Shravanam?
After Shravanam.
After Shravanam, no? Therefore, Shravana Uttara Kala Yoho, Manana and Nididhyasana Yoho, Vidhi Darshana. There is a Vidhi. Mantavyaha, Nididhyasitavyaha. After doing Shravanam, you are saying for preparation you are doing meditation. Correct, we accept. You can meditate before also. But can you meditate on Brahman without knowing what Brahman is? You can't. Therefore, Uttaraka. After Shravanam, Mantavya Nididhyasatavyaha. Okay? That means what? Okay. Tasmat Pratiti Vidhi Vishyat Pratiti Vidhi Shastra Pramanakam Brahma Apikantavyam. That means what? Brahman is revealed as an object of meditation in the Shastra, in the Upanishad. Because look at your halat, na? Shrutam Brahma, but you are still stuck.
Oh God.
Sukha Dukkha, etc. is there. Kya kiya?
Is on the point.
Isn't this is a sophisticated version of the arguments your children will throw on you.
Yes, actually, yeah, it's the same.
Oh, what? Swamiji, my mother has been listening to Vedanta so long, she's still the same. Control freak only.
रोज सुनने को मिलता है.
Sophisticated version of the same argument. What? You're listening to Vedanta and getting angry on such small things. सुनना पड़ता है ना सबको. देखा ये क्या फर्क पड़ा वेदांत सुन के? कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ा है. वो भी 20 साल से सुनता है. My Sadhguru students, you know, I said all this to push them to study better. Many of them didn't survive. Some like Karbani, Kamini, Nita and all survived. Because they are committed. They survived. No, they can't. That means what? ये खाली बात की बात नहीं है. It is not mere, it's not meant for talking. उपासना गुरु तो do that. अगर इन बॉम्बे में या ऋषिकेश में किधर भी जब करो पट करो तब करो फिर ही हो जाएगा ज्ञान. That means what? The whole idea is that listening is not enough. That means whatever Shravana Jnanam you have gained is not enough for moksha. That is the dhvani here. See, a neo-Vedantin who after studying Vedanta, some sort of understanding he gets, he'll meditate. A traditional Vedantin after studying Vedanta, he'll also meditate. So it looks the same. But it's not the same. The neo-Vedantin is expecting something to happen in meditation. Whereas the traditional Vedantin knows he's just owning it up in meditation. This is a brief answer I'm giving, okay? Before we go into the elaborate answer. Meditation, both are accepting it. One is saying knowledge has taken place in Shravanam. The other is saying knowledge has not taken place. I've only got some sort of idea about it. Something new will happen in meditation which will give me moksha. They expect an event of moksha in meditation. Horizon event सब सुना ना? Medical की वो that horizon event etc. is there, but not for moksha. Not for moksha. You're getting a peep into another dimension etc. All dimensions are mithya anyway. You get a peep. Acha, you got a peep. And became more confused. Oh, real hai ke ye real hai. Or you picked up a new desire. Oh my God, that looks so interesting. मेरे को जाना है उधर. Like looking at a tourist brochure. Hey, Thailand looks interesting यार. जाएंगे. Bali especially. So what is all that? So that you expect an event. Whereas in Vedanta we're just owning it up because of my lack of integrity. I'm just owning it up, making it a fact of my life. That's all. I know. You know, but you're still the same. Correct? That is why. Remember the old example given, Swamiji's example. Laddu. Laddu on Ekadashi at the end of Prasad distribution. How he knows he's a rich man, still he does it. Why? Habitual karma. Habitual patterns to be broken. So meditation is only to break those habitual patterns. Or you need to live a life where habitual patterns are minimal. Minimal. You can't say, I will live without habitual patterns. Why? Then you will have to get up in the morning and decide, should I brush my teeth or not? Automatically go and brush my teeth. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every day morning to decide by decision. So keep it minimalist, habitual patterns. Some patterns you need because they keep you healthy, like exercising, walking, this, that, etc. Those are habitual patterns, but they keep you positive in your life. But if habitual patterns are there, some amount of habitual thinking will come in. The flip side is always there. Anything finite has a flip side. So that will be there. So the question is, as a student, keep your mind more flexible, not too rigid. Commitment to principles, not to rules and regulations. See, this is the trick in it. Commitment to principles of dharma, etc. Not rules and regulations, except when you're driving on the road. When I say something, I know the limitations of those words also. Their rules and regulations matter, okay? It's based on certain principles and there it matters. Even it's okay when you don't understand the principle. Why left? You also don't know. Okay? Why not right? America drives right, but we survived the British, so the British drive left. So a lot of our hangovers are from the British. Ground floor, first floor, second floor. Ask the American. It's a first floor, second floor, third floor. These are all certain things that have survived here, there, that's okay, it doesn't matter. But where rules and regulations are important. Tax laws, don't say principles. Better follow the service, you will get into a mess. So, in life, follow the principle dharma and don't be too rule bound. If the principles manifest in your life, then automatically most of the rules are taken care of. Principles are operational. Therefore, finitude of it automatically will come into the picture. Because the moment you say principle, it's operational. Karma oriented then. So, but that will free your mind from rigidity. If you're functioning according to principles, you'll free your mind from rigidity. If you're functioning according to rules and regulations, your mind becomes more rigid. Except in those cases where certain rules and regulations are important. So, when you live like that, then it's easier to understand Vedanta and make it your own.
So, Swamiji, principles and values will be different, right?
Same
thing.
Universal values are principles. No? Yeah. Value because I made it my value.
Exactly. It becomes an individual.
Exactly. And principles are more global.
More global.
Like gravity may not be a value, but it's a principle. In what way I value it, I take it as a matter of fact in my life, that's all. So there's the whole thing. So next class we will go into the answer, elaborate answer of the Purva Paksha. Okay, good place to stop. Oh, that's
Also,